Good morning again, Your Honor. For the record, Jose Sanchez, certified Spanish interpreter.
Thank you. All right. Good morning, sir. State your name, please.
Carlos Cristino Cruz. Cristino Cruz.
Carlos Cristino Cruz.
Sí, correcto.
All right, these I'm going to find. They're not in order. There we go. All right, sir, you're here for initial appearance. This is case 2021 CF 12034. You have been arrested for battery. It's domestic related by strangulation. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. Does the state wish to be heard regarding bond?
$3,000.
Danza.
All right. Does the defense wish to be heard regarding bond?
Just ask for a reasonable bond, Your Honor.
Okay.
Sí.
I'm going to set the bond at $2,500. I am going to order that you have no contact with Irenith Santa Maria, that you live at a separate address from her. If she lives at the Chantry Street address, you need to live somewhere else. You can go back to the address one time, but you must be escorted by law enforcement. Do not go back there alone. If you go back alone, you'll be in violation of the court's order. If you have contact with her, you'll be in violation of the court's order. Good luck, sir.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Sí. Salazar Pérez. Jonathan.
Jonathan Salazar Perez.
Salazar.
Salazar is my last name.
Thank you. Sir, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for leaving the scene of a crash with injuries. I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. Bond has been set at $2,500. All right. Good luck.
Okay.
Okay.
Sí,
Good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Félix Manuel Sierra Estrada.
Félix Manuel Sierra Estrada.
All right, Mr. Felix Estrada, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for driving with a suspended or revoked license. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. Bond is set at $500. Good luck. That's fine. No, they're back just a little bit. Some I do. Yeah. Good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Tobías Morales Velázquez. Velázquez.
Tobias Morales Alaskas.
Velázquez. Yeah.
Sir, you're here for initial appearance. We'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been arrested for driving with no valid driver's license and also for,
Sí.
looks like a public safety nuisance. Misdemeanor. Bonds have been set at $500 on the no valid driver's license. I will ROR you on the public nuisance violation. And in addition, you're currently out on bond for DUI and for driving with no valid driver's license. I'm going to revoke those bonds and set those bonds at none. Looks like you've got court set for Wednesday this week.
Your Honor, there are offers in both of these cases. If he wants to resolve them, would he be able to do so today?
I'm not gonna accept pleas today on the charges with other pending traffic charges. So, if he wants to try to get them all resolved, he can get them resolved in front of, looks like they're all division, the other cases are in Division 61. He's got court set on Wednesday.
Sala 61, ok.
Good luck, sir.
Buena suerte.
Ok, pero ¿puedo pagar la fianza ahora?
So can I pay the bond and get out?
You have bond on the new charge, but you were out on bond on other charges, those being the DUI and the no valid driver's license. You have court set for Wednesday on those. I've revoked those bonds, and those bonds are none. So you can bond out on something, but you can't bond out on the other stuff, the stuff that you were already out on bond on. Good luck, sir.
Ok.
Okay.
Sí, buenos días. Mi nombre es Mariano. Está bien.
Good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Buenos días.
Mi nombre es Mariano Patistán Pérez. Patistán.
My name is Mariano at Batistan Perez.
Patistán Pérez. Se escribe
All right. Good morning, sir. You're here for initial appearance.
P-A-S. P-A-T-I-S-H-T-A-N. Pérez.
My apologies, Your Honor.
Not a problem. You're here for initial appearance. The case is 2021 CT 1582. You've been charged with driving with no valid driver's license. You've got a $500 bond.
Okay.
Was there an offer made in this case?
There is, Your Honor, adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and court costs. I'm not sure of his citizenship.
Sorry, say it again.
I'm not sure of his citizenship.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it appears that could be an issue. Okay. Then, so you've got a $500 bond. Good luck, sir. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
Está bien. Muchas gracias.
That's fine. Thank you very much.
Sí. Sí,
Good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Asiel Averó.
Asier Avero.
Sir, you're here for initial appearance in case 2021 MM 6282. You've been charged with trespass after warning. Okay, that bond is set at $500. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're out on bond on a driving with license suspended. Looks like from 2019. I'll take no action on that out on bond.
He also has an offer if he wants to resolve it today, Your Honor.
Okay.
Adjudication, no return, credit time served, and court costs.
All right, sir, I understand you wish to resolve the trespass charge today, and the offer is a adjudication of guilt. You'll be given credit for 2 days that you've served in the county jail, so you'll be released on this charge today. And I would reduce the cost to a civil judgment, and you would not return to the scene. Is that your understanding, and is that what you want to do?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, to the charge of trespass after warning, how do you plead? Guilty or no contest?
Culpable.
Guilty.
All right, I'll accept that. I'll adjudicate you guilty. I'll give you credit for the 2 days that you've served in the county jail. I'll reduce the cost to a judgment. I will order that you not return to the address, appears to be a 7-Eleven store at 2480 Jetport Drive. Understand that if you return, you're just going to be rearrested. So you don't want to go back. I'll take no action on the out on bond. You've got 30 days to appeal.
Okay.
All right, good luck.
And Your Honor, if you could just withdraw our appointment.
I'll withdraw the appointment of the public defender. All right, thank you, sir. We're done.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Oscar Manuel Jr.
I'm sorry, did I hear you wrong? Oh, yes, okay. I've got Carlos Manuel Cabrera Jr.
Yes, sir.
That's correct, okay. All right, good morning, sir. You're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for battery. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've got a $500 bond. I am going to order that you have no contact with the victim, Thomas Paul Reddy or Reedy. Okay, looks like it's an inmate. Okay. You got a $500 bond. Good luck. When you say your name, please?
Kirk Brandon Lewis, sir.
I just want to make sure that's all our interpreter cases? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Interpreter, if you were still on the line.
Yes, I am, Your Honor. May the interpreter inquire if there's anyone in the gallery that will need the services of the interpreter as a witness.
Okay. I don't see anybody raising their hand. I asked earlier. Nope.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Always a pleasure.
All right. Have a good day. Thank you. All right. And you're Kirk Lewis?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested pursuant to an Indian River County warrant for a violation of probation, and it's no bond. So they're going to contact Indian River County, tell them that you're here, and they'll come get you within 72 hours, not including the holiday. So odds are it wouldn't be toward the end of the week before they'd be able to come get you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Morning, sir, your name, please?
Keenan Allen.
Mr. Allen, you're here for initial appearance. All right. And we have a total of 29 charges. I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. Appears that we have 2 counts of resisting officer without violence, 1 count of a Looks like a nuisance, health law violation, 1 count of threat to law enforcement officer, 3 counts of assault on a law enforcement officer, 2 more counts of resisting an officer without violence, another count of battery on a law enforcement officer, 1, 2, 3, 4 more counts of a nuisance health violation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 counts of battery on a law enforcement officer, 4 counts of resisting an officer with violence. No, that's 7 counts of resisting an officer with violence, and 1 more count of battery on a law enforcement officer, totaling 29. I've appointed the Office of the Public Defender.
And may I be heard, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
So, not to confuse the court, I think as to count 4, there's not an allegation of an assault. And I'm sorry if I mess any of these up, there's just a lot of them. I think after the spit mask is placed onto Mr. Elaney, I don't see that that arises to the standard of nuisance. Counts 14 through 18, no batteries are specified. 19 through 25, there are no specific acts alleged, as well as 26. It gets kind of confusing, Your Honor. There's a lot of moving parts. I think that 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, and 13, that there are allegations, but other than that, I don't see all of them.
Does the state have a response to that?
For I lost it. Okay, which counts did you say they weren't allegations? For,
I'll have to look again.
well, okay, so starting from the top, for count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we see those allegations, where there's the spitting, while officer was trying to handcuff him, the defendant was trying to dig his nails into the officer's hand. That goes to the with violence. I believe that they probably did these multiple counts per law enforcement that was out there. So for the duplicates, such as count 12, 14, 15, 16, and 17, the state would agree to ROR for those counts. And for the rest of the counts, they would ask for a bond, 2,000. Count 2, 500. Count 3, 500. 4, 500. And 5 would be 500 as well. I think that was,
Yeah,
yeah.
it appears from the charging affidavit, we only have 2 officers. Okay. So there are multiple duplicate charges that we don't have probable cause to justify the multiple counts. There is a okay.
Your Honor, if I may, I believe that what they did, there could have been a possibility that there were multiple officers on scene, but this was probably the lead officer who just wrote the report.
Yeah.
So I think that's the reason for the additional.
Yeah. I mean, the reasons of no consequence, it's what do I have to look at to justify what the charges are? So we can, is the state asking for additional time to supplement or to go ahead and set bonds and,
Your Honor, you could go ahead and set bonds.
okay. All right, so starting with what the court would consider the most serious allegation, we have one count of battery on law enforcement officer. I'm going to call count 10. And what I'm looking at is I'm not looking at the charging affidavit. I'm looking at the order of commitment, which is and I don't know if you have the same sheet that I have, which is, it'll because the charging affidavit is broken down with multiple counts within, so it doesn't necessarily line up. But we've got count 10 on the order of commitment sheet, which is a battery on law enforcement officer, and that allegation is a push. I'm going to set that bond at $5,000. All other charges are going to be subsidiary charges. So we've got, I believe there can only be one resisting an officer without violence under the law, even though there are multiple officers. So that would be count 1. That'll be $100. Count 2, ROR. Count 3, ROR. Count 4, ROR. Count 5, the assault. I believe the spit can be considered an assault. That'll be subsidiary at 150. And all other charges, I'm gonna ROR them on those. All right, Mr. Allen, I am gonna order that you not return to 10 South Forest Avenue, which is the Kitland Nelson Park in Apopka. I'm going to order that you not consume any alcohol. Understand that if the officer sees you, if somebody sees you, law enforcement, in Apopka up at the Kitland Nelson Park, you're just going to get rearrested.
Okay, I wouldn't go back, I promise.
Yeah. All right. All right, good luck.
Hey, am I leaving a day?
If you post bond,
Those are your bonds. Your Honor, just to clarify, the court has found probable cause as to count 10, 1, and 5. I wrote them down. Those are the ones you put bond on, so I just wanted to.
those are the ones I put bond on, yes.
Thank you.
So I've got a 110, which is a battery on a law enforcement officer. Count 5, and then count 1. Everything else is ROR. Yeah. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Adrian Palmer, Yashua Messiah.
So you're here for initial appearance. You've been charged with misuse of 911. That bond is set at $500. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
May I be heard as to that, Your Honor?
Yes.
In this case, he was charged with misuse of 911. Upon reading the affidavit, it states that he said it wasn't an emergency, so it would not result in an emergency response. Additionally, one of the requirements for misuse of 911 is either that it was making a false alarm or complaint or reporting false information. And in this case, it just says that he didn't provide adequate paperwork. I don't believe that arises to the level of a false report or false information.
Thank you.
Does the state wish to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. state believes that there was misuse. Based off of the affidavit, the officer stated that, he called 3 times, and it was already established that, that there was, no emergency and no, need for Mr. Thomas to call 911 again. So when they responded the third time, this was for the same incident that he called 911 the first 2 times, which would go to the misuse.
So the statute requires that the 911 service must be used solely for emergency communications by the public. And anyone who accesses the 911 for purpose of making a false alarm or complaint or reporting false information could result in the emergency response. Okay, any person knowingly uses for purpose other than obtaining public safety assistance, or any person who knowingly uses or attempts to use such service in an effort to avoid any charge for service commits a misdemeanor of the first degree. Okay. The way I read it, he was making a call that was not an emergency. So I think that under a broad interpretation of the statute, that the service was not being used solely for emergency communication. By virtue of the fact that officers responded to show up to the 911 call, I think that there could be a violation of the, I'm not saying he is, I don't know. But what's in front of me on the paper, it's the paper being the charging affidavit, I think that there's sufficient probable cause. I'm going to set the bond at $500.
And Your Honor, may be heard as to that as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Thomas was adjudicated incompetent in front of Judge Calderon on May 1st, 2019. So we would ask for either terms of conditional release or ROR.
Okay, well, it looks like he's also got pending charges now. He's got a court date on multiple felonies for the 28th of this month. Let's take a look at that. Let's see what's up with that.
God, I'm not a bad person. I just, someone stole my ID and.
Hold on. Just let me finish what I'm doing, and I would just, if you have something to say to the attorney. If you have a question, I'll be happy to answer, but let me just, I need to pull up what I'm looking for, and then we can, so we'll all be on the same page. Oops. There you go. Okay. All right, I'll take note. I've reviewed the file. I don't see where there's been any incompetency issues filed in the current pending felony that's set for a pretrial on the 28th of this month. I'm going to just leave the bond at $500. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender. I'll take no action on the out on bond. Okay. And if,
Hey, Your Honor,
and hold on. If you want, I'm leaving the bond at $500, Mr. Thomas.
what about the
If you-
hold?
If you want, you
What
can.
about the
you can-
hold?
I'm not, okay, maybe I wasn't clear. I'm not revoking the bond that you're out on the felony.
Okay, but it's,
So you've got a new bond of $500 for the 911 charge. That's the only thing holding you now.
so just the bond? Oh, okay, I thought I had a hold, okay.
Well, you did, but I'm not gonna yank the bond that you're out on, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, good luck.
So I can get out today? Okay.
Post the bond. All right, good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Stanley Dennis.
Thank you, Mr. Dennis. You're here for initial appearance. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender. You've been arrested for resisting an officer with violence, battery, it's domestic related, and tampering with a witness to hinder communication of law enforcement. And we've got, you're also out on bond on a couple cases, and there's a witness. Could we swear in the witness, please?
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony shall give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
State your name for the record.
Shantae Camille Robinson.
All right, Ms. Robinson, I see you're listed as the victim in the matter. If Mr. Dennis is granted bond and is released, do you want to have contact with him, or do you want him to stay away from you?
Stay away.
All right, are you in fear of him?
Yes.
Okay. All right, does the state have any questions for Ms. Robinson?
If he was to be released and he was to contact you or come in contact with you, any violence, would you feel free to call 911?
I will call 911.
Okay, does the defense have any questions for Ms. Robinson?
Just one, Your Honor. Do you two share a residence at this time?
No, ma'am.
Okay, that's all, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. State, you have a position on bond?
For count 2, they would ask for $2,500.
Okay, defense?
Just a reasonable bond, Your Honor.
All right. The court is going to set the bond on the battery at $1,000. So on the resisting with violence, it's $1,000 bond. The battery's $1,000. The tampering with a witness is $1,000. That's a total bond of $3,000. I am going to order you have absolutely no contact with Shantae Robinson, either directly or indirectly. She indicates y'all don't live together, so there's no reason to have any contact. You're currently out on bond on 2 other felony cases. One doesn't appear to have been filed on yet. That's the 21 CF 7943. That hasn't been filed, so the court will take no action on that. But the other case, the felony drug case, 2021 CF 2147 AO, that's been filed. It looks like you've got a pretrial next month and a trial date coming up. So I'm going to revoke that bond and set that bond at none. You can go back to Division 17 if you want to ask for a bond in that case. Okay, all right, thank you, ma'am, thank you.
Thank you.
Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Jackson Miller.
Mr. Miller, you're here for initial appearance, and you've been arrested pursuant to a warrant for a battery by strangulation. It's domestic related. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender, and we have a witness in the box. Can we swear in the witness, please?
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
State your name for the record.
Stacey Alexis Moore.
Thank you. Ms. Moore, I see you're listed as the victim in the case. If Mr. Miller's released, do you want to have contact with him, or do you want him to stay away from you?
I'd like contact.
You want contact? Are you in fear of him?
No, sir.
State, do you have any questions for Ms. Moore?
If any violence was to occur in the future, would you feel free to call 911?
Yes.
Right. Does the defense have any questions for Ms. Moore?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I don't see any adult history.
He qualifies for pretrial release as well, Your Honor.
All right, I'll release him on pretrial release with the following conditions. Mr. Miller, I'm going to order that you have absolutely no hostile contact towards Ms. Moore. That's no more laying hands, no touching. If you get upset, you need to turn around and walk the other way. So no hostile contact, order you to possess no weapons, firearms, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I appointed the public defender, yes. All right, good morning, ma'am. Your name, please?
Yanabel Sarmiento Vallejo.
All right, ma'am, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested on charges of battery on a person 65 years of age or older and a battery that's domestic related. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. And it looks like you're currently in pretrial diversion for a petty theft. Okay. All right, does the state wish to be heard regarding bond?
$2,000.
Okay. Does the defense wish to be heard?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, I've reviewed, I've found probable cause. I am going to set bond on the battery on a person 65 years of age or older at $1,500. Count two, the subsidiary misdemeanor battery, that bond will be set at $100. I am going to order that you have no contact with Evelyn Del Carmen Vallejo, if I'm saying that right. Also on the second count, Gloria Estefania Vallejo, I believe it's your grandmother and your mother. No contact with either one, and you're to maintain a separate residence from them. So it appears that everybody lives at the Chief Trail address. You're going to have to live somewhere else.
Can she have a one-time return with law enforcement, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am. You can return to the residence one time, but you have to be escorted by law enforcement. You're not to go back there alone. You're not to have any contact with them. If you go back alone, you have contact with them, you're going to be in violation of the court's order, and you can be rearrested, and you can be held on no bond. Okay? I'm also going to order absolutely no alcohol while this matter is pending. I'm not going to take any action on the out on bond on the petty theft, the pretrial diversion, but I can tell you that in all likelihood, they're going to kick you out of the program. So I'll take no action on that. All right, good luck, ma'am.
Your Honor, she did have another case. She has two cases.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a separate. Let me look at these. I thought they were. All right, on the second case, I'll set that $150. Consider it subsidiary with the same conditions. And the public defender is appointed in all cases. $150. Morning, ma'am. Your name, please?
Audrey Sarpong.
Sarpong, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and battery. It's domestic related. I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you. State, you have a position on bond.
Count 1, 2,000, count 2, 150.
All right, does the defense have a position on bond?
No, Your Honor.
All right, on count 1, the aggravated assault, I'm going to set the bond at $2,500. Count 2, the bond will be set at $100. I'm going to order that you have absolutely no contact with Corey Parrott, that you live, well, it appears that you do live separately. Oh, no, I'm sorry, they live living together. So if he's residing at that Cinder Lane Parkway address, you're going to have to live somewhere else. You can return there one time with law enforcement escorting you to get your personal belongings. You're not to go back there alone. You're not to have contact with him.
Okay.
You're not to consume any alcohol at all. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms.
And sorry, what were the bond amounts, Your Honor?
2,500 and 100.
You'd have to talk to your bondsman about that.
Good luck, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Good morning, sir. Chris Beakey.
Mr. Beakey, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related.
Yes, sir.
I'll appoint the office of the public defender to represent you, and we've got a witness in the box. Swear her in, please.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony shall give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
State your name for the record.
Naomi Beakey.
All right, ma'am, I see, Ms. Beakey, you're listed as the victim in the matter. If it appears that Mr. Beakey's your husband?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If he's released on bond, do you want to have contact with him, or do you want him to stay away from you?
No contact.
No, you said no contact?
No contact.
Are you in fear of him?
Yes, sir.
All right, State, have any questions for Ms. Beakey?
If he was to be released and he got in contact with you and any violence occurred, would you feel free to call 911?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, does the defense have any questions for Ms. Beakey?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, thank you, ma'am.
I have a question, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I have kids, and they want to see their father. I don't want contact, but can my kids see him?
But it'll be a condition that there's no contact with either you or any witnesses to the crime.
Okay,
So, and I note from the charging affidavit that the children were present.
correct, sir.
Yeah, so that there's going to be a court order, no contact whatsoever, while the matter's pending, or until another judge, because this is the only time I'll see this case.
Okay,
At some point in time, there may be another judge involved, and that judge, after hearing, may change conditions that this court's ordering now. But you'd certainly have the opportunity to be heard if before any change is made. Okay?
yes, sir.
State your position on bond.
500.
In your honor, he did qualify for pretrial release.
I'm not going to release him on pretrial release. Does the defense have position on bond?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'll set the bond at $500 with the following conditions: that you maintain a separate residence from your wife, Naomi Beakey. So if she's residing at that White Rose Road address, you're going to have to live somewhere else. Now, you can return there one time to get your personal belongings, but you have to go with law enforcement. You have to be escorted there. Don't go back there alone. Don't have any contact. I'm going to order you have no contact with her or any witnesses to the alleged battery, which from the charging affidavit includes your children. So no contact with the children while this matter is pending. Now, I've appointed an attorney, and if you feel like you need to file a motion, that'll be addressed in front of the judge that gets assigned the case. It appears it'll be a Division 50 case. So that judge may change conditions that I'm ordering today, but that would be with a full hearing, with everybody having a chance to give input as far as that goes. So at this point, I'm going to order you to consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, possess no weapons or firearms. All right, good luck. All right, thank you, ma'am. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
William Cooper.
All right, Mr. Cooper, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. The state have a position on bond?
500.
Okay. I'll appoint the public defender defense.
No position, Your Honor.
All right. I'll set the bond at $500. I am going to order you have no contact with Elaine Ann Cooper, that you maintain a separate residence from her. If she's living at that East 10th Street address in Apopka, you're going to have to live somewhere else. You can return there one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. You're not to go back there alone. You're not to have contact with her. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. Good luck, sir. Morning, ma'am. Your name, please?
Monique Fernandez.
Ms. Fernandez, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. State, you have a position on bond?
500.
Okay. Defense?
She qualifies for pretrial release, Your Honor, but other than that, just a reasonable bond.
Yeah, the victim is not present, so I won't release her on pretrial release. I'll set the bond at $500 with the condition that you have no contact with Alexander DeClue, that you maintain a separate residence from him. It appears so if he's staying at that President's Drive address, you're going to have to stay somewhere else. You can return there one time with law enforcement escorting you to get personal belongings. Don't go back there alone. Don't have contact with him. Don't possess any weapons or firearms. Good luck, ma'am.
Is this mine?
Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Finland.
Mr. Fenlon, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you.
Sir.
State, you have a position on bond?
500.
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, after reviewing the charging affidavit, I'll set the bond at $500. I am going to order that you have no contact with Luce or Lucy Michelle or Michael, depends on how it's pronounced.
Luce Michelle.
Okay, thank you. And so no contact with Miss Michelle, and if she's residing at that Lake Man Drive address, you're going to have to live somewhere else. Can't live with her. You can return there one time to get personal belongings, but you have to be escorted by law enforcement. You're not to go alone. You're not to have contact with her. Not to possess any weapons or firearms.
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Angelo Nexel.
All right, Mr. Nexel, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for battery. It's domestic related. I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you, and we've got a witness in the box.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you shall give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
It's true.
State your name for the record.
To my name?
Yes, state your
My
name.
name is Fernando Alexis.
Mr. Fennell Alexis? Okay. All right, sir, if Mr. Nexel is given a bond and is released, do you want to have contact with him, or do you want him to stay away?
No contact.
No contact? Okay. All right, are you in fear of him?
For me, it looks like a, you know.
I'm sorry, it's kind of difficult to understand.
Yeah. For me, it looks like a violated, so I don't want to make contact with him.
Okay. All right, and you live at that Carmel Street address?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's where he was living?
Yes.
Okay. All right, does the state have any questions for the witness, victim?
If he was released and got in contact with you and violence occurred, would you feel free or comfortable calling 911?
Yeah, I will call 911.
Does the defense have any questions?
Just one, Your Honor. Mr. Alexis, I couldn't hear you. Did you say you were or were not in fear of him?
Sorry?
Are you in fear of him or are you not in fear of him?
I'm fearing him.
Okay, thank you.
All right, state, do you have a position on bond?
500.
Defense?
It qualifies for pretrial release, Your Honor. We'd ask for pretrial release.
I'll release him on a $500 bond with the conditions that he have absolutely no contact with the victim, that he maintain a separate residence. The victim's living at that Carmel Street address, so you're going to have to live somewhere else. You can return to the address one time, but you must be escorted by law enforcement to get personal belongings, not to go back there alone, not to have any contact with the victim, not to possess any weapons or firearms. All right, good luck. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good luck. Good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Armando Nobrega.
Thank you. You're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related and resisting an officer without violence. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. State, do you have a position on bond?
Count 1, 500. Count 2, 100.
All right. Does the defense have a position?
Yes, Your Honor. As to count one, I just wanted to put on the record that the affidavit notes that Mr. Marcos does not want to prosecute. As to count two, there's simply an allegation that he actively resisted law enforcement, no allegation of how or what constituted the resisting. So we'd ask for ROR on that case.
Honor.
If you have a question, you can. All right, so I'll set the bond at $500 on count one. I am going to order you have no contact with any of the victims or witnesses to this matter, that you maintain a separate residence from them. So it appears that they live at the Saddleworth Circle address. You're going to have to live somewhere else. You can go back there one time with law enforcement escorting you to get personal belongings. You're not to go back there alone. You have to live somewhere else. No contact with them whatsoever. I believe that the allegation or the argument, excuse me, indicating that active resisting with no further explanation is not satisfactory to make probable cause, and it's just a matter of if they choose to supplement. So, and it looks like there are supplemental reports, but I don't have those now. So I'm going to ROR them on count two. Bond on count one will be $500 with those conditions. All right, good luck. No PC for count two. Morning, ma'am. Your name, please?
Tiffany Spencer.
Ms. Spencer, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. Okay. State, wish to be heard with regards to bond?
500.
All right. Defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I'll set the bond at $500. I am going to order that you have no contact with Christopher Spencer, that you maintain a separate residence from him. If he's living at that 8th Street address, you're going to have to live somewhere else.
What about my children?
I'm not making a determination as to the children at this point. I'm just simply ordering you've got to have no contact with him, and you've got to live separately from him. So if that's where he lives, you'll have to live somewhere else. You're to have no contact with him. Yeah. It looks like the Department of Children and Families was notified, so they may be in contact with you also. So, but this court's order at this time is only dealing with Christopher Spencer. So, but you can go back, you can get personal belongings if that's where he's going to reside. But I'm not making a determination one way or the other with regards to kids. Okay? Okay. Good luck. Medical, thank you. We'll reset for tomorrow. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Kevin Westmoreland, good morning.
All right, and also had a Nicole Villa Rodriguez. I've got an inmate number. Is she back there?
Oh, yeah, she's back there.
Okay. All right, good morning, ma'am. Your name, please?
Nicole Villalba.
All right, ma'am, you're here for initial appearance. Going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. We've got a witness. Could we swear in the witness, please?
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony I give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
State your name for the record.
Patricia Villalba.
I'm sorry, you said Patricia?
Yeah, Patricia Villalba.
Okay. All right, ma'am, and I understand that you and the defendant are sisters.
Yeah.
If she's released, do you want to have contact with her, or do you want her to stay away from you?
No, I want contact.
And are you in fear of her?
No.
State, do you have any questions for the witness, victim?
If any future incidents of violence occur, would you feel free to call 911?
Yeah.
Okay. Defense, do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
I see she qualifies for pretrial release. I've reviewed the charging affidavit and the face sheet. I'll release her on pretrial release with the condition that you have no hostile contact with your sister. No fighting, okay? All right, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, now we're with Mr. Kevin Westmoreland, and we've got a witness. Mr. Westmoreland, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. I'll appoint the public defender, and could we swear in the witness?
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony I give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? State your name for the record.
Clarice Westmoreland.
You said Clarice Westmoreland? Okay. All right, ma'am, if Mr. Kevin Westmoreland is released, do you want to have contact with him, or do you want him to stay away from you?
Stay away.
Stay away? Okay. Are you in fear of him?
No. But there are children.
It's difficult to hear you. If you could just,
No, but there are children involved, young children.
okay. But you don't want him to have any contact with you?
No.
Correct, okay. State, do you have any questions for the witness victim?
If he was released and any future incidents of violence occur, would you feel free to call 911?
Yes.
Does the defense have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, state what's your position on bond?
$750.
Defense?
Just a reasonable bond, Your Honor.
All right. I'll set the bond at $500 with the following conditions, Mr. Westmoreland. You're to have absolutely no contact with your wife, and it appears that the children were present. So you're also going to have to maintain a separate residence. You can return to the London Crest Drive address one time with law enforcement escorting you to get personal belongings. You're not to go back there alone. You're not to have any contact with your wife. You're not to consume any alcohol or illegal drugs or possess any weapons or firearms. Okay. All right, good luck. Thank you. Morning, sir. Your name, please? What's your name, please?
Michael Blakemore.
Mr. Blakemore, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for battery, assault, and attempted robbery by sudden snatching. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. The bonds have been set at $100 on count one, $100 on count two, and $1,000 on count three. In addition, I'm going to order you not to return to the Walgreens on South Orange Avenue where the incident occurred. You're also currently out on bond for a burglary, an assault or battery, and a robbery. I'm going to revoke the bonds in that case. That's 2021 CF 3063. Set those bonds at none. All right, good luck, sir. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Daniel Butterworth.
Mr. Butterworth, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for possession of methamphetamine, attempted tampering with physical evidence, and resisting an officer without violence. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. Bonds are set at $1,000 on count one, $250 on count two, $150 on count three.
Your Honor, may I be heard?
Yes.
Mr. Butterworth indicated to me that he's been accepted by a recovery house and that they have a bed for him. Would we be able to have him released on pretrial release to go to recovery house?
The defendant is currently on state probation, so he wouldn't qualify for pretrial release.
Yeah, I'm not going to, he's on probation, but I've appointed the Office of the Public Defender to represent you, so you can, hopefully the attorney can assist maybe in making that happen. And I don't know what probation, I'm not going to take any action on the probation at this time, but probably expect a violation to come through on that too. So, all right, good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Coming up, sir. Good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Charles Douglas.
Okay, all right, Mr. Douglas. All right, Mr. Douglas, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for an aggravated assault. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. That bond is set at $2,500. Additional conditions: you have no contact with DJ White or any of his family. You're also currently out on bond in two separate felonies. And I'm going to revoke the bonds in those cases and set those bonds at none.
Your Honor, may I be heard?
Yes.
As to the aggravated assault with a weapon, I would challenge probable cause. There's no evidence that he ever had a weapon. It just says that they believed he had a gun in his pocket. It was never brandished. Someone says they believed it was a gun. Someone says it was a taser. They never find a weapon on him. So I don't believe that arises to the level of with a deadly weapon.
Well, I think reading the charging affidavit, the allegation that he put his hand in the right pocket and grabbed a bulky object, I think that under the circumstances, whether it gets the state to the finish line or not, that's not really the issue, is whether it's simply probable cause. I think that's probable cause, based on all the circumstances. I'm going to deny the challenge to probable cause. So the bond's going to be the $2,500 plus no contact with the victims, and I'm going to revoke the bonds that he's out on. So you can go back to you got attorneys in those cases, Division 15 and 17, where you can seek to get bonds back in those cases. All right. Good luck.
Harvey Dudley, is mental health.
Dudley's mental health. Okay.
Mark Allen Helter is bonded.
Halter bonded.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll reset the mental health for tomorrow, and Mark Halter bonded. All right, good morning. Your name, please?
Africa Jane.
Ms. James, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested pursuant to a warrant for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Okay. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. All right, state that you wish to be heard.
$2,000.
Any defense?
No position, Your Honor.
All right, I see she was previously convicted of the same charge. Based on the facts in this case, court's going to set bond at $10,000 with the condition that you have absolutely no contact with the victim in the case. You don't return to the scene. You don't possess any weapons or firearms. All right. Good luck, ma'am. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
My name Thomas Lenore, sir.
Mr. Lenore, you're here for initial appearance. Going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender. You've been arrested for possession of cocaine and possession of cannabis. Those bonds, the bond on the cocaine is $1,000. I'm going to count two. The cannabis is subsidiary. I'll reduce that to 100, and you're out on bond on a no valid. I'll take no action on the out on bond. Okay, good luck.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Oh, Ricky.
Powell, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for failing to appear for a case management conference on a felony drug case. Court set the bond at $500. I'll appoint the public defender if not previously appointed already. All right. Good luck, sir. Morning, your name, please?
Johanny Santiago.
All right, Ms. Santiago, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for child abuse and burglary of a dwelling with an assault or battery therein. On the count one, the bond's going to be set at $1,000. Count two is an F1 PBL, not entitled to a bond. The court's going to stay the bond at none. After reviewing the charging affidavit, I am going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender. If you want to get a bond, the attorney can file the appropriate motion in Division 20 in front of the judge. Okay.
I want a bond. Or you're not asking me?
I'm not, no.
Oh, I'm
not asking.
sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm just explaining that I'm going to hold you on no bond on that, the burglar of a dwelling with an assault or battery therein. and the attorney will have to file a bond motion for you in front of the judge. All right, good luck, ma'am. Morning, ma'am, your name, please? Ms. Smith, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for your plea and sentencing back in July on a petty theft with 2 prior convictions. The judge in that case revoked the bond and set the bond, a new bond at none. I'll appoint the public defender if not previously appointed. And so you'll be taken back in front of that judge. Okay, good luck. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Eric Torres.
Mr. Torres, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for pursuant to a capias for failing to appear for a trial management conference back in 2018 on a firearm charge. The judge set the bond at none, so I'll appoint the public defender if not previously appointed, and you'll go back in front of the judge in Division 16.
Sorry, Judge, the prime attorney, Corey Conan?
Corey Coleman? Okay, all right. Do you want me to appoint the public defender, or you still intend to have Mr. Cohen represent you? You got to speak up, I'm sorry.
Public defender.
Public defender, okay, all right. I'll appoint the public defender. All right, good luck, sir. Kareem Young Bond, thank you.
Joseph Berry, mental health.
Barry, mental health. Try him tomorrow. Reset for tomorrow. Good morning, sir. Your name, please?
DeMarco Grimes.
Mr. Grimes, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for resisting an officer without violence, possession of less than 20 grams of cannabis, and trespass after warning. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. Bonds have been set at $500 on count 1. Counts 2 and 3, I'll reduce to $100 each. And I'm going to order that you not return to the scene as a condition of the bond. Understand if you go back.
Offers in these cases, if you wanted
Okay.
to resolve them.
All right. What was the offer?
An adjudication of guilt as to count 1, null process to count 2, adjudication on count 3, and credit time served.
Okay. All right, Mr. Grimes, do you wish to get the case resolved?
You would like to plead, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Grimes, so the state's offering you, if you want to get it resolved, you'd plead to the resisting and the trespass. They drop the cannabis charge. You'd be adjudicated guilty. You'd be given credit for 2 days you served in jail. I'll reduce the cost to a judgment and then just simply order you not to return to the scene. That'll take care of the case. Is that what you want to do?
I didn't resist or I didn't trespass.
Okay.
I was already on the scene, so how did I trespass?
Okay, that's fine. All right, so you've got the bonds as indicated, and with the court's condition, and I've appointed the public defender. Okay, good luck, sir. Morning, sir. Your name, please.
Kevin Shepard.
All right, Mr. Shepard, you're here for initial appearance on a couple of matters. All right, we've got a new charge of resisting an officer without violence. That bond set at $500. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've also been arrested, appears to be an on-view violation of probation out of Brevard County. And that's a,
Can I say something, Your Honor?
well, hold on. Let's see. And that was for a battery. It looks like you were just sentenced in June for a year of probation. So I've appointed the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. If there's something you want to say, probably should run it by her first before you say something out loud because everything's being recorded. Okay. So on the on-view violation of probation, the court's going to set the bond at none. Have appointed the Office of the Public Defender. And if for some reason Brevard County doesn't file a violation or paperwork, your attorney can file the appropriate motion back in front of this court to get you released or get a bond set in that case. Okay? Good luck, sir. Okay.
Yeah, Your Honor.
Oh, Barry's here. Your Honor, I was just notified that Mr. Barry is here.
That's what they just told me too, so, all right. All right, good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Joseph Bear Jr.
All right, Mr. Barry, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested on a charge of stalking. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you.
Okay.
Just one moment, please. All right, State, do you wish to be heard with regards to bond?
They would ask for a high bond.
Defense, do you wish to be heard with regards to bond?
Yes, Your Honor, and I have a probable cause challenge as to this case. In this case, he was charged with stalking. Under the statute, it says a person who willfully, maliciously, and repeatedly follows, harasses, or cyberstalks another. I don't know that this arises to the level of repeatedly. This was all one course of conduct. It occurred the same time, the same day.
Okay. State, do you have a response to that?
Not at this time, Your Honor. If you allow the state to do a reset, to get a supplement, or stay with leaving your discretion.
All right, the state's asking, and the court will we'll reset this for tomorrow. I'll give the state 24 hours to supplement probable cause for stalking on the issue of whether this event, if the allegation is that it happened once, whether this was repeated under the statute. So I'll grant the state's motion. So we're simply going to reset you for tomorrow, Mr. Berry, and we'll bring you back then, okay? Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Wilbert.
You're Kevin Wilbert? Okay. All right, Mr. Wilbert, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested on a charge of battery. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You've got a $1,000 bond.
My bond was paid, right?
I don't know.
I think so.
We show that bond's been posted?
No, his bond hasn't.
It hasn't been posted?
It hasn't came through our system yet.
Yeah.
Maybe at a bond.
If someone's trying to post a bond for you, then it just hasn't showed up here yet. So they may be still talking to the bondsman, I don't know.
If not, could I post bond today?
You can post bond if you're able to.
Yeah, I have it like in my personal items, $100.
You'll have to, well, if you want to contact a bondsman and have a bondsman post a bond, if you want to post a cash bond, then that you can do that here. Otherwise, you got to contact the bondsman. Typically, bondsman charges 10%, but it may be, I don't know if they want collateral. That's really between you and them. So. All right, good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Timothy Cooper.
Okay. Timothy Cooper. Stephen Barnes? Polk County out of warrant? Sorry, I couldn't understand. Okay. Let me give you inmate number 21-020-922.
He bonded, Your Honor.
He bonded. Okay. Thank you. All right, Mr. Cooper, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested. Let's see if I can unpack this here. What do we got? We've got, looks like multiple Hillsborough County warrants for failing to appear for court. And we also have, we've got some drug-related ones, some traffic-related ones. Yeah, we got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For all Hillsborough County, they're all no bond. So what they're going to do is they're going to notify Hillsborough County that you're here. Hillsborough County will come get you within 72 hours. not including the holidays. So today's a holiday, tomorrow's a holiday. So the earliest would be Wednesday, but more likely than not, it's going to be later in the week. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck. Come on up, sir. One of your name, please.
Jacob Dumond.
Mr. Dumont, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for, this appears to be an on-view violation of probation. Okay. And the charging affidavit lists several potential issues that would violate the probation. One being not to leave the county, that being Polk County. So on the on-view violation, I am going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender. The on-view violation, I'm going to state it no bond. So they'll notify Polk County, and Polk County will have to file violation paperwork if they want you back. Okay, and if they don't file paperwork, I've appointed you an attorney. They'll follow the appropriate paperwork with the court. Okay.
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Nisbet Herrera, refused.
Okay. We'll reset her one more time.
Also, Alondra Rosado, refused.
Okay, we'll reset her one more time for tomorrow.
Charles St. Amand.
Yep. Mental health, okay. We'll reset him for tomorrow. Morning, ma'am. Your name, please?
Dominique Kajes.
Just, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested pursuant to a warrant for a violation of probation. You were on probation for grand theft. Allegations are that you failed to report back in July, also that you moved without permission. Bond is set at none. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you, and you'll go back and see the judge in Division 16. Okay. Good luck, ma'am. All right, good morning. Your name, please?
Whitley Butler.
Ms. Butler, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested on a city ordinance violation for disorderly conduct. Okay. Is there an offer in the case?
Yes, there is, Your Honor, an adjudication of guilt and credit for time served.
All right, Ms. Butler, if you want to get the case resolved today, you can plead guilty or no contest. Be an adjudication of guilt, you'd be given credit for the 1 day you've served here in the jail. You'd be released today. I'd reduce the cost to a judgment. In the event you don't want to get it resolved, you've got a $250 bond.
She'd like to resolve, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, ma'am, to the city ordinance violation of disorderly conduct, how do you plead?
Guilty.
I'll accept no contest. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the 1 day you served in jail. I'll reduce the cost to a judgment. And I did not appoint the public defender in the case. You got 30 days to appeal. They'll process you. You'll be released a little later today. All right, good luck. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Gene Duverna.
All right, sir, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for
Open container.
open container, city ordinance. Is there an offer in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, adjudication of guilt and credit for time served.
All right, if you wanted to get the matter resolved today, you'd be adjudicated guilty, you'd be given credit for the 2 days you served in jail, you'd be released today at reduced cost to a judgment. Okay, I see you nodding.
Yes, I'll take it.
How do you plead to the open container?
Get to?
Okay, I'll accept that. Adjudication, credit for 2 days, reduced cost to a judgment. All right,
Thank you, Judge.
good luck. I did not appoint the PD. And Thomas bonded, okay. That's it. Yep, last guy bonded. All right, you're off the record.